everybody, back to D Diets. I'm D, and this is my channel. And if you're new to the channel, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. In my last video, as you can see, I'm still in I'm still in the same outfit. I said I was going to come back and give you some ideas for alternative things in your house that you probably have on hand that you never thought you could use for other things. So, Crisco. Oh, how we love our Crisco. Doesn't the chicken taste so good when you fry it in the Crisco? It really does. Oh, so delicious. But you can use this for other things too. You can use Crisco to make a candle. Did you know that you can make a candle out of Crisco? Yeah, put a wick in it. It's going to make a candle for you. I know. You can also use this in survival purposes. That's the only way I would say this. I bet your grandparents use this though for diaper rash. Yeah, you could put this on the baby's bottom for a little diaper rash. Of course, you can put this on if you're seasoning cast iron. You can use Crisco. If there's some kind of locks or hinges that are a little stuck, use some Crisco. That'll work. That'll work. So what else do we have? Oh, I'm going to change my position right now. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, baking soda. All of us have baking soda in our houses. You know, if you're a baker, you typically have a box of this Arm & Hammer laying around or any other brand hanging around, but we all have baking soda. What can we use this for? Well, we can make a paste to brush our teeth. Yes, we can. We can also clean our ovens with baking soda. I don't know if you knew that. Take a half a cup of vinegar, a half a cup of lemon juice, put it on the bottom of your oven. You know, we all have self-cleaning stoves, but some of us don't want to use all the energy it takes to do that. Let that mixture sit on the bottom of your stove inside the oven for 15 minutes. After that, sprinkle some baking soda on top of it. Let that sit for another 15 minutes. Take a damp cloth, wipe it away, and you'll have a clean oven. I know, isn't that great? I think that's great. I do have a little cheat sheet over here because I was thinking of all my things and I couldn't think of everything. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, of course, air freshener, putting it in your refrigerator, a paste to make, your toothpaste. You can even use this to polish silver. Take a paste, like you were making a toothpaste. Do the same thing if you want to polish your silverware, something like that. You can use this for. But you can use baking powder for the same thing as far as polishing silver. I know. What else do I have over here? Oh my, all right. Antibacterial wipes. Now, if you have these in your house, you're very lucky. I pulled this out of my storage, but these are antibacterial wipes. But if you don't have them or you ran out, don't throw out the container. Do not throw out the container. Take some paper towels, put a mixture of bleach and water in here. You got your antibacterial wipes. So keeping these type of containers are fantastic. You can use them, multi-purpose the container. What else do I have here? Glass jars. Now, these are just my elderberries, my dried elderberries that are in these glass jars. Do not throw out your glass jars. You can purpose these again for something else. Storage is always a good thing. And if you're someone that lives alone, consider getting your glass jars, rinsing them really, really well, and putting your rice, your beans, your flour in jars like this and putting them in your cabinet instead of leaving them in the original packaging. What else do I have? Oh, a friend of mine gave me this, Dante James. He has a YouTube channel as well. I'll leave it right here. But he gave me this jar that he found at the Goodwill. And I put my matches in here. It keeps them dry. That's important, keeping things dry. And matches can get damp. So I put them in a glass jar. They're going to stay dry just in case I need matches, emergency purposes. I got them. Let's see what else I have over here. I have cornstarch. Now, we all know cornstarch is basically a thickening agent. But did you know that you could sprinkle a little cornstarch under the old armpits and use it as a natural deodorant? Did you know that? Yes, you can. And you could also use cornstarch, when you're sweating on a baby's bottom. You can use cornstarch for that as well. Let me see what else. Oh, baking powder. Now, everybody thinks, well, we bake. We have cookies. We make cakes. We need baking powder. But when I went to the grocery store the other day, try to find yeast. Yeast is like a needle in a haystack. It truly, truly is. So at least baking powder is a leavening agent. And you can use it as a leavening agent when you're baking bread. Also, bread flour, you can't find it. It's so hard to find. All you need to do is add some baking powder into the flour, and you just made bread flour. Really, you did. So this is a good thing to always have on hand. And believe it or not, they're running out of this too. Oh, because people can make their own bread with that. What else do I have? Oh, salt. Salt. Gosh darn cheapest thing you can get. Always get iodized salt. It's very good. Get that. And you can use this as an ice melt. Oh, yes, you can. Because I ran out of ice melt once. And I think salt is like 23 cents. And on my back steps, it was terrible ice and thickness. You know, with the ice and stuff. I sprinkled some of this regular table salt right there on it. It melted it. So keep this in your house. And it's great for pickling things. You know, I'm not telling you to pickle anything or dry your own meat. But it's good for those purposes. So you'd always have salt on hand. Vaseline. We all have Vaseline in our house. I don't care what brand you buy. It could be the Dollar Tree. It doesn't make a difference. You could also use Vaseline as, you can make candles out of Vaseline. You can do it. Yes, it can. Put a wick in a glass container. Put a wick in, and you have made a candle. What else can you use it for? Chapped lips, of course. Chapped skin, sunburns, scratches. If you go outside and you get yourself scratched up, you know, it takes that first layer of skin off and it's just scratched up. You don't need stitches. It's not a deep wound. When you clean it, put this on it. Cover that whole entire area with Vaseline. It'll keep it from getting any bugs into your wound and any bacteria. So this is a good thing to have on hand. Let's see. Alcohol. Alcohol. Now, alcohol is great. You know, we all use alcohol, but it's also, if you didn't have any kind of disinfectant, guess what? On the old hands, wipe them. You disinfected your hands. So this is always good to have on hand if you can find it, because I'm telling you, I couldn't find a lot of things. Cheesecloth. Well, cheesecloths are great for anything. Straining anything. Like when I made my elderberry syrups, I always have cheesecloth. But you can strain a lot of things through cheesecloth, so it's always good to have it on hand. Whew. How many minutes am I in? 7. I try to make these as quickly as I can. Don't ask me why, but I do. And you can go online and you can probably see a whole bunch of other things that are alternatives that you never thought you could use your product for something else. But I have to show you, I went to a local beekeeper the other day. It has nothing to do with this. But I went to a local beekeeper the other day, bought 2 of these. Look at these babies. This is a quart of honey. Natural honey, right from the beehive. And I bought 2 quarts. They were $27 a piece. But you know what? This is another thing to know. Honey never goes bad. So if it never goes bad, you could use it for your cooking. You can use it as a throat soother, which I like it for. Remember, when it's in its raw state or its natural state, it's the best way to have honey. Once you heat it up to a temperature, it's not going to have the same properties. So typically what I do with honey is I will take a teaspoon of it. I will eat it. Let it soothe the old vocal cords. Hey, listen, I have more than one channel, so I needed to soothe these vocal cords occasionally. And I love it because you could use it for baking as well as cooking and making great barbecue, having some great honey in the house. So, my friends, see, this was quick. It really was quick. Until I see you all the next time, be kind to one another. Remember that the heart, that's all that's ever going to matter. And I will talk to you all very soon. Take it easy. Mwah!